If you're looking to find some joy in your journey, then tonight's Nightlight is for you. This is Redeeming the Time Brothers podcast, a podcast by Gene Kissinger and Norman Kissinger, two brothers who spent their lives in ministry and raising large families. Our desire is to provide a digital place for those who long to belong, and as always, we want to leave a nightlight on for you. That nightlight is out of Philippians chapter 4 and verse 11. I have learned in whatsoever state I am therewith to be content. Apostle Paul speaking. You know, I've been thinking a lot lately about something that keeps showing up in my conversation with people. We live in a world that's constantly selling us expectations. Social media shows us everyone's highlight reel. We start measuring our regular Tuesday against somebody else's best moment. Before long, we're running on empty and wondering why we can't seem to find any joy. I came across something recently that really stuck with me. Joy is your current situation minus expectation. Now, at first glance, that might sound like I'm saying we should just lower the bar, but that's not it at all. There's a world of difference between expectation and anticipation. Expectations are rigid demands we place on life, on God, and on other people. They're about control. Anticipation, that's flexible, it's hopeful, it's trusting, it's looking forward with open hands instead of clenched fists. Think about the Apostle Paul for a minute. Here's a man sitting in a Roman prison, chained to a guard, uncertain about his future. By all our expectations, he should have been miserable. But listen to what he wrote. Rejoice in the Lord alway. And again I say rejoice, Philippians 4:4. How could he say that? Because he had learned the secret. He had released his expectation of how life should look and replaced them with anticipation of what God was doing. He wasn't demanding God work things out his way. He was trusting that God was working even when he couldn't see the whole picture. So expectations steal our joy because they're focused on what we think should be. Anticipation gives us joy because it's focusing on who God is and what he's capable of doing, even in the mess we're in right now. Here's what I've learned. I'm too soon old and too late smart on this one. Most of our disappointment comes from the gap between what we expect and what actually happens. But when we release these expectations and replace them with anticipation of God's goodness, suddenly there's room for joy. So Paul goes on to say, I've learned in whatsoever state I am therewith to be content. It's not resignation. This is a man who's traded his expectation for anticipation of God's faithfulness. So let me ask you, what expectations are you carrying today that are robbing you of joy? Maybe it's time to open your hands, start anticipating with excitement what God is doing.